Finally, Star Trek Prodigy has returned to our screens. The latest animated Star Trek series set within the Trekkie universe had a very successful first 10 episodes. Now back with a second half of Season 1, which seems to explore even more perils that face the USS Protostar crew as they edge closer and closer towards Starfleet. Okay, so we don't blame you for being out of date on Prodigy. It's been a fair few months since we watched the first 10 episodes of Season 1. However, we've written a fantastic recap article via our website. Trek Central's James Amy has recapped the story of Star Trek Prodigy in an article we've linked below. Go read, watch the episode, and then come back for this review. Spoiler warning, we'll be discussing this episode in full detail. You have been warned. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack. Yes, I am wearing the same jumper as yesterday because we filmed on the same day as the Lower Decks review. Thanks Paramount for giving us 2 episodes of Star Trek released on the same day. You can't say we don't have enough Star Trek content to consume, can you? Before we warp into this video, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. But as always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, specifically Prodigy, then we want to hear about it. Okay? Engage. I should really say go fast, shouldn't I? That's the catchphrase of this show.
You won't find me in your system.
I wouldn't be so sure. We have an extensive unregistered species.
Told ya.
That was fast. I'd rather not do the paperwork, so we'll just list you as none of the above. Next.
Written by Dan and Kevin Hageman, the showrunners, while being directed by Stephen Chang and obviously Sun Shin. Prodigy is back. Episode 11 immediately throws us into the action with Prodigy's return. The USS Protostar pulls off a Kelvin timeline escape exit as it comes over the ocean and beams up a giant whale. I love this open as it shows our crew have matured and are serious about joining Starfleet in the long run. This takes them to a communication station, which is Starfleet's furthest one in this sector of space it would seem. An interesting development is that Starfleet might know who Dahl's species is. Prodigy does leave us with a lot of mysteries. I've got to commend the writing staff of the series. They know the sandbox they're playing in. However, they continue to expand the Star Trek universe by making deep connections. Such things include Murph's species, which turns out to be a metalloid slime worm. This species has been mentioned before, and it was used as an insult in Star Trek The Next Generation. You know, another mystery of Prodigy is the comm badges. The crew of the Dauntless and even the comm station use a different communication badge. However, in a flashback sequence, we'll talk about in a moment, Chakotay uses the standard style of Starfleet comm badge. It does remain a mystery why they're using this different design. However, the one Janeway is wearing is typically associated with alternate timelines. We'll likely learn more about how this all fits together once we get to the end of Season 1, and I'm hoping Prodigy doesn't take place in an alt timeline, because that would be a bit weird, but it would solve a canon issue, so. A touching moment is finally shown off in this episode. The USS Protostar's launch sequence with Captain Chakotay and Vice Admiral Janeway. The scene was originally shown at Star Trek Mission Chicago earlier this year. It shows Janeway and Chakotay's conversation with the launch of the starship. In reality, the actual Vice Admiral Janeway is watching a hologram replay of the event on board the Dauntless. Is it only me who finds it kind of emotional? Janeway has lost her close friend. Some might even say lover. Commander Taces interrupts Janeway to inform her they have successfully tracked the Protostar to a new sector. However, the important detail here is about Ensign Senior. This character is going to be very important going into the future of Star Trek Prodigy, especially to get further and further into the next 10 episodes of Season 1. Mark my words, I know I'm going to be right on this. I'm excited to see the crew of the Dauntless expand, especially when they work to find the Protostar. Also, we know Admiral Jellicoe will arrive sometime in the future to bark orders at Janeway. Speaking of Janeway, her and the Dauntless crew arrive at Tars Lamora, or the remains of it anyway. This is where they discovered the Protostar originally. Oddly enough, our main villain of the series is found to be alive, somewhat. Admiral Janeway and the Dauntless crew have found the Diviner. Frankly, this means the Diviner is likely to play a part in the future of Prodigy. I was initially worried that our villain would meet his end in the first half of the season, and for a while, that seemed to be the case. Thankfully, it seems that we can enjoy more of this character going forward. While the crew seek Asylum, which relates to the episode name, at the Starfleet communication station, the weapon of the Protostar is revealed. This was foretold in the previous episode, A Moral Star, as is what the Diviner has installed on the ship to ensure it destroys the Federation and Starfleet. Hopefully with his return, we'll get more explanation on the story of Gwyn's species. Prodigy has many mysteries, making it even more worthwhile watching it. Interestingly, a hologram light shield airlock tube, if we can call it that, generates out of the Protostar to connect to the relay station. This technology, or rather the similar process, has somewhat been seen before. It was featured in Star Trek Discovery Season 2 during the evacuation of Discovery to Enterprise. The technology makes more sense here in the timeline of Star Trek Prodigy rather than Season 2 of Discovery, given it is set quite a while before Prodigy takes place. Seeing a Protostar finally reveal its true weapon was a great action sequence. However, you've got to feel sorry for the Starfleet officer who lost his home. Though I don't think we've seen the last of him. It would make sense for the Dauntless to pick him up as they continue to pursue the Protostar and are basically on their trail. So, conclusion thoughts. This episode was a grand launch back into Star Trek Prodigy. However, one of my complaints about this series is it will drag the bits I'm personally interested in. I want to follow Janeway and more of the Dauntless, and what that crew are up to. But due to them not being the main focus, it will drag on before we get anything meaningful for her and the crew and the ship. It's just a little annoyance of mine, but it's not the end of the world. Also, building onto that, are we just going to be teased with more Chakotay again this season, but not actually going to see him or get more of him? I hope that's not the case. I really want to see more of Chakotay in the series. So we can tell our young crew has grown. The passing time of a few weeks and what has been throughout the show shows they're capable of growing up and being mature. Janeway's message about taking a leap of faith is one of those core Trek messages. While not as preachy as the other ones, typically seen in Star Trek The Next Generation, it does make sense and again relates to what happens in the episode. Ultimately, we're still left with tons of questions for Star Trek Prodigy. I'm just hoping we gradually solve them as we get through the next 10 episodes. I'm not going to be impressed if it's dragged out for the next 8 episodes and finally explained in the season finale. However, I can breathe easily because it seems we're gradually getting more Admiral Janeway content, gradually. Oddly enough, Paramount did release all the names of the upcoming episodes. I'm not going to tell you them right away as I do believe some are potential spoilers. I mean, you know, other people can't leak stuff if you leak it yourself, I suppose, so well done, Paramount. Now, I will tell you this right now, if you're going for more Star Trek Prodigy content and you can't wait for each episode every week, then you really need to play Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. The game was recently released and I can safely say it's fantastic. Our review and details are over on trekscentral.net, also the article will be linked down below.
Entering coordinates. Setting a new course. Stay alert down there, cadets.
Where are we?
Hello? Anyone there?
But yes, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button there to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for watching and welcome back to weekly Star Trek Prodigy reviews. I'll be with you over the next 10 weeks, hopefully, cross fingers, as we get towards the end of Season 1. It's going to be exciting, I cannot wait to see where we go. Live long and prosper, my friends, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.